Welcome to a new EL Software Spotlight video. Today, I would like to give you a brief introduction to the new version 3, which introduces a new web-based user interface. I will show you how to install the new version and how the content is now structured. Let's take a look right away. As you can see, I still have EL Software version 2.6 installed on this computer. I will now update it to version 3. To start the update, I first close the client application and go to my downloads. I have already downloaded the installer file for the new version from the homepage. You can find the link in the video description below. In EL Software version 3, only the server is listed in the component selection, as the client no longer requires installation. The installation paths of the existing version can remain unchanged, and all database content will be transferred to the new version seamlessly. Now the installation runs as usual. I'm speeding up the video a little until the installation is complete. After restarting the computer, I can now access EL Software as usual via the Start menu, with the difference that the client now opens in the browser. The EL Software server can also be accessed from other computers without installation. Simply enter the name of the computer on which it was installed or its IP address in your web browser, followed by the port specification :5711. Before I discuss the new user interface, I would like to update the firmware of our connected PAT Tester X8 to the latest software version as well. To do this, I select it from the list and click on Update in the menu bar. Now I start the update and let it run at an accelerated speed again. The firmware is now up to date, and the potentiostat is displayed, along with detailed information about its current workload. Now that all components have been updated to version 3, we can take a closer look at the new user interface. The first thing you notice are the new icons on the left-hand side. All areas of the software can be accessed from here. By default, the list of PAT testers opens when the client is launched. Below this are the buttons to access the experiments, scripts, and test cells sections. In addition, there is the inventory, where all cell components are located, temperature controllers, documentation, and lastly, the system section. System also contains the data export. In the upper section, we see the navigation bar, which allows us to control the content of each area of the software. The content areas have also been revised and optimized for clarity. Most of the new features are in the experiment section. To show them, I will create a new experiment. The experiment section has been completely redesigned. On the left-hand side, we see an experiment overview that provides quick access to all items such as test cells, scripts, and data views. The contents of the active cell group are now displayed on the right-hand side in a tab, allowing you to switch conveniently between cell groups. I will now set up this first cell group and then add a second one. I'll start by assigning 2 test cells to the group. For this example, I'll pick 2 PAT dummy cells that are already plugged into the PAT Tester X8's test channels. Now all that's missing is a test script to run these cells. I'll create a new script in the composer for this example. The composer allows measurement scripts to be created using a visual editor and has also been revised in the new version. We now see the open experiment on the left, and to the right, a new overview of the steps created in the script, along with the view of the setting options for each step. For this example, I define a 5-second wait in the first step, then add a second step to execute after this wait. I select GEIS as the type and change the delta t in the recording criteria to generate more data points when the script is executed. This completes the configuration of the first cell group, and I can now create the second group. After creation, the group appears in a new tab. I also assign a test cell and a script to it. This time, I choose a saved script from the database. Another new feature in version 3 concerns starting measurements. In the menu bar, I can now start individual cell groups or the entire experiment with all groups. In my case, I start the experiment. The measurement starts, and we can see the status data of the running scripts of the individual test cells. I would now like to view the data recording. I do this by clicking on one of the running scripts. This opens the single-cell view with the charts. Here, too, the content areas have been rearranged. At the top left, we see the selected experiment again. Below it are status details and the live values from the multimeter for the currently selected test cell. The content area with the charts now contains additional tabs that bundle further information. Here we can view the script log for the current measurement. In addition, all measurement points are listed in text form in the Raw Data tab. And finally, we can view further details about the experiment in the Information tab. Back in the Charts tab, we can see that our measurement is complete. This also concludes our presentation of the new EL software version. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.